Hi everybody, it's Susan with Joyous Sewing. I just wanted to share with you the way that I store some of my fabrics. Your drawers hold more fabric, and I just thought that I would share this with you today. So let's get started. First size is a 10 by 10 square, and that is just a piece of foam board that is 3/16 inch thick, and it is 10 by 10. I have cut this, and I've cut, let's see, 6 of them, yeah, 6 of them out of a 20 by 30 inch board. And it comes in a 20 by 30 inch board, and you can just cut it down to your size however you want to adjust. I used a utility knife and marked everything and scored it. When you do use your utility knife, in order to get a nice sharp edge, I don't know if you can see how nice the sharp edge is. If you're using the utility knife, as you do run it down, just keep going several times, not pressing as really hard, but more doing several strokes, and you'll be cutting it as you go each time, and it'll just be a sharper edge rather than tearing it as you go, just trying to do it all at once. So I just thought I'd share that with you. It's really nice to have a nice even edge, and especially if you're trying to make your fabric stay there. What I did was I went ahead and took some paper clips. Let's take this one apart. I'll get these out of the way. I took some paper clips instead of pins and attached the fabric. But I also like to take, and I wanted to make it on these. I have been doing this, and it seems that they stay better in the drawer. So all I do is put my paper clip on there and mark it where I have it. Then I just take that off. And I'm just keeping it away from the edge of the board. And then on the side, I just take my utility knife and just score and push it into a little bit, just so that the tip of the blade is gone in there to cut that foam. We're not cutting the back at all. We're just cutting that a little bit to allow the paper clip, I'll show you how that works, to go in just like that. You push it in, and so now you have a paper clip attached to your board. Okay, so now when I get my fabric and I try to put it on here, I want it to be nice and snug. So this really does help. Okay, so we have it pulled on. Now when you push it, you want to make sure that it's catching. So you just pull it up. There we go. We got much better. So now this little part of your paper clip is going to help to hold it. So when you push it, you're pushing on it, but it's holding it much better. So now I have a tighter fold when I fold this. And you just kind of wrap it and keep it going, but keep it taut. And so then when you get to this point, you can wrap up the, fold up the edge so you have a nice clean edge if you want. Either way. And then I just take several layers of it and make sure it's going at least down toward the board. Not on the board, but just on your fabric. So you have your fabric paper clipped. Okay, and we do that on both sides. So now when I go to put it in there, it will stay in one place. It doesn't slide off. You can't slide it off. And it keeps it nice and taut. So when you're going to fit as much in the drawer as you can, it will actually work. So let's do that. And we'll show you how that works. Really simple. You want to make sure that you're getting all of your pieces. That one I missed. There we go. Otherwise it flaps down. And look at there. So now I have brought the fabric up to the top of the bin this way. Because if I had tried to make a folded fabric this size, this height, and fold it that way and keep it, it slumps down into the bin. And then I forget I had that fabric or whatever, and I don't see them all. So this way I can color coordinate my bins, or you know, just the type of fabric. I can make sure that I have them all nice. These are, I'd say, the bins I use this for are fabrics that are more either 2 yards or lower, somewhere in there. If I have a larger amount, I'll put them in a larger drawer. So this bin is 10 by 10s. They are great for this. So that's a tip. Okay, then I have these smaller boards, and they also make a smaller bin for your cubbies. And these are really nice size, but when you cut your board for your bolts, these here, the long bolts, when you cut them, you'll get one board will give you three, 120 by 30 board, I should say, foam board, will give you 3 of these and 3 of these. So you will have enough to make 3 bolts that are 16 by 10 and 3 of your bolts that are 4 by 10. So I use these for the fat quarters and smaller that I want to fit into something that isn't going to do this again. It's doing this number where it just folds down. You don't get to see everything, and it really is hard to see what kind of fabric you have if you wanted to match. And this is a nice fabric from Moda that I really wanted to make sure that I saw every one of the pieces. So I wanted to try to get them looking better, or at least on there better, in here better. I can fit much more in here if I'm not trying to if I'm not trying to thumb through them and have to have room to be able to see, you know, if you're trying to see which one you have, this way you can see what you have. Is as long as you put them, look at your handle and you make sure you're going this way with your boards when you put your fabric in. Then that way when you pull it out you can see everything you have. So it's really nice that way to have the same board, just a smaller size. You're using all of the scraps and it works out really good. Now with these, I don't really put the paper clip on the board itself, but you can. There's no harm in doing that. But I just use a small one to attach it, you know, just like the other one, and I don't need 2 sometimes. If I get a lot on here, I may need more. That's my rule of how I'm doing it. It's no big deal. And I like to, you know, like keep the colors down toward the front of the bin so that you can actually see everything. Smaller pieces of fabric you may have, you know, like I do here. I have boards showing on this end where the board's showing, but the fabric is down here. So that's why I want them all down by the handle. When I pull that out, I can see what I have. No big deal. Then I have more I can put on this side. So until I get more boards cut out, I can take some on one side and some on the other, and it kind of props these up a little bit. Makes it a lot better, but I'd rather finish them and get them nice. So that'll be my next project, to finish this bin. But that is how I have been storing these, and I just thought I'd share that with you on this size. Now let's go ahead and go over the larger ones. This is a little bit more exciting for me because I really like to see, when I have it out on my shelf, I want to see it done up nice. I want to see a nice crisp fold on the fabric, and I want to see that it's going to stand out when I have it sitting on my shelf. Now I use it out on the corner of my L shape, where I have all my machines and everything is right there, and I'm always right there. So I have them standing up there. Well, I want it to look nice as well. So that's why I do a little fold here and make it look nice. Some of them I don't, some I do. But just depends on how I'm feeling at the moment. But what I do on these, same thing. This one, I have a clip, but this is a different size. Let me show you. This is a 4-inch paper clip. There we go. And it's a 4-inch paper clip so that you can hold more of your fabric down. So it really does come in handy. These are really nice. They come in a package as well that has 5 of them in it, and it's called Big Clips at Office Depot. You can get them on Amazon.com. Some of them are called Mega Clips. You can get them like 39 cents, I think I found the cheapest per clip. If you buy them in bulk, you may get them a little cheaper. I haven't found any that I could find in bulk like that though, other than some that came in like 60 of them. So you just have to do your research and do your homework and find something. But that is what I use to clip the fabric on the outside, and then the same technique with the paper clips on the inside, only this one is using 2. And I space them out about 8 inches just to give it a little more room, and I can fidget any fabric on there that will make it stay, stay intact, but also if I have a smaller piece, I still have a way of getting both ends and use of both clips. And it really does help, because if you push on it, you're pulling it off. If you get your paper clip to where it's right in there, and then you pull it tight, get your board nice and tight, and start wrapping. Let me push this down and move these out the way. When you start wrapping, it's going to be nice and tight, and you just want to make sure you didn't get any folds like I just did. So this was flapped up, and so it will not work right if you do that. So you're getting it all nice and tight, and then you just start wrapping. And you're pulling it tight, and you can do it 2 ways. You can fold the corner down to the side and just kind of finger press that, and then come down to that last little part and fold it up. Fold this over. So now you have a nice little crisp fold, and then you just attach your big 4-inch paper clip and go right to the edge. So if you do that right at the edge of this, it's going to keep it down and you won't catch it with one of the other boards. Just make it so that you're using every little bit of that board so you don't waste it, but also give yourself plenty of boards. You'll have to purchase them to where you can get them larger quantities of them. These were a 20 by 30 board with 3/16 width, and they were $2.99 each. So that was just something I found at Michael's, and I used I think a 40% coupon on one of them and a 20% off on everything coupon, so I ended up getting them relatively cheap for what I purchased. So, you know, you're going to find that this is something you're going to have to customize to your shelf. So those are just some of the tips that I have thought of and I thought I'd share with you. If you like the video, would you please share it with others and let other people enjoy what I have just shared with you. Also, if you would click like, it sure would help me out, and go ahead and subscribe so that you can see all the new ones coming up on all my videos. I sure appreciate you coming, and have a joyous day.